What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Rich, again. Thanks for coming back to my channel here, Vinyl Syndrome. It's been a long time coming, per usual, but this time we got our shit together. We are up, we're running, we're fucking grinding, baby. Let's go. I'm a little excited. I've been trying to get all this back and get together and running. Dealing with life and stuff, but life finally slowed down a good bit for your boy here. Finally got stuff running again. Stockpile of shit since the last videos that I really wanted to get in and talk about. But this particular video here is more or less just me saying get my channel back up and running here again. Got a couple albums here we'll talk about, of course. I just don't want to come in with nothing, but it's just going to be some of the kind of stuff that's been talked about, run of the mill type stuff here. Before we get in, let's have a little salute. I just pour myself a little glass of some bourbon to sip on here while I do like if you will a little inauguration. Cheers, guys. But yeah, it's gonna try get back into it, get back on the horse, if you will. Talk about some albums, some bands. Who knows, just other stuff along the way, because life is more than, of course, just music. But this will mainly be focused on music, more or less, but stuff sprinkled in, because that's just how the hell I am. I like to have opinions like everybody else. Sometimes might start gabbing on some other shit, but again, a couple little albums here, nothing too crazy. We'll just talk about a couple of these to get the ball rolling and get the channel rolling again, and as we go along, we'll just get some shit going. I want to do some other fun stuff too, other stuff I never really got into it. I always want to get into, like album art and, stuff that, of course, other YouTubers and stuff do or did, but I just never got around to doing. But some of the stuff, I just want to talk about, and, we all have different stuff we'd like compared to other people, and some of us might jive more with other people and so forth. So just thought I want to do some more stuff like that. So let's as we go through here, just start poking at some of these albums. This first one we're going to get into, this is, goddamn, this band for me was such a personal favorite band of mine. For early part of this band's inception, and then, like a lot of people, once they started changing their sound, let's talk about the band real fast, In Flames. Of course, this is, their masterpiece, The Jester's Race, but this ain't the album in particular I want to talk about. I just pulled this out just to, point out the course. This is everybody's crown jewel for this band, and then once they kind of start kicking the can down the road, maybe getting past Oracle and Clayman, and I know a lot of people, once they start getting like this genre, for instance, Sense of Purpose and Sounds of a Playground Fading and all that stuff, they probably really jump ship. For me, I kind of stay true to this band, probably up until Sounds of a Playground Fading. I have that album as well. After that, I kind of lost interest. They just started getting a little played out for me. It wasn't so much, I wasn't that hung up on, they're not ever going to do another Jester's Race signing album or anything like that. I mean, the thing that actually I respected this era of In Flames a lot was vocally. I mean, I thought Anders did a great job writing a lot of lyrics on a lot of these songs. I mean, you can say, again, the guitar work and his metal and all that stuff compared to their earlier days, but I thought Anders did a really good job on a lot of these later mid, I guess I'd maybe call this like mid-tier, I guess, in their career. And just writing songs that had just good lyrical content to them, like Disconnected, Allies. I mean, these are just some really good songs that there's more on here, of course, but these are two just always stand out in my mind whenever I talk about this album as far as like lyrical content goes. They're just good, well-written songs as far as like lyrics go. So maybe if you didn't really give this band a chance during this period, because again, it wasn't your typical In Flames early on, just maybe just for the lyrical content, I don't know, give it a chance. You might dig a little more. At least I thought so. So this is what's leading into this. I saw this at my record store. I giggled, but I was like, you know what? I'm just in one of those moods. It's been so long since I listened to this band. I picked up the newest In Flames album. I did. I picked up. It was sitting there. I was like, you know what? I'm grabbing it. Let me see. I don't even remember what the name of this album is again. Foregone. Foregone. There we go. Bang. Front. We go back. This came out on Nuclear Blast Records 2023. Little gatefold. Pretty cool. Nice artwork on this album. Let's see what else. We got any like special goodies in here or anything? Again, little lyric sheet inside. What I liked about this album compared to again, right after like Sense of Playground Fading era stuff, like I don't even remember too much title of those albums. I mean, I heard like tracks off and stuff, but my biggest disappointment with that was I didn't like the direction Anders was doing with his vocals. He went too clean. I liked actually the way Anders did his dirty vocals on stuff, mixed them with like his clean style vocals. I actually kind of dug it. So when it kind of faded less away from the dirty stuff to stay more clean. I don't know. They got a little more again poppier, and I don't know. I just lost interest at that point. But I heard actually okay things about this before I bought this. Just circling around it, they kind of went a little bit back more into this style of In Flames. So I was like, okay, Solid Center again, gave it a chuck. Let me check this out. And actually, what they did was they kind of did go back to that era of In Flames. It goes to vinyl, double LP, which is really nice. For me, side A is really good. The first 3 tracks on side A. Side B actually is what kind of loses me a little bit. It's like a 3. Actually, I guess the first track might not be, but then the 2 tracks after that, Foregone Part 1 and Part 2. But even the track that kicks off the B-side, Bleeding Out, it's okay. The B-side for me is kind of just Side C, a couple good tracks on that. But for me, again, the D-side. I really like the D-side in this album. So to me, the strongest part in this is the A-side, and the D-side, kind of like the middle part of this album, isn't terrible. I mean, there's tracks on it I dig a lot, but this seems like front and top heavy for my ear anyways, the shit that I like on it more than anything. But I don't regret buying it. Again, I spun it quite a few times. Again, it's enjoyable. Really enjoyable songs. I think the closing track and the transmission is a really good song. I like the lyrical content and the theme that they're trying to get off on this. I dig it. So again, if you haven't checked this out, you might have gave up on In Flames ever reason. Well, we know the reasons, but if you want to go back, just give it a little listen. There's some decent little tracks on here you might dig. Again, they kind of went back into more of their a little bit more heavier style, if you will. But let's move on. Okay, next one here. Everybody pretty much showed this one off, I'm sure. I've seen it flying around like crazy. So, newest Metallica album. I know, 72 Seasons. I'll buy every new well, I shouldn't say that. There's a couple of them I didn't buy. I didn't get Load and Reload. I listened to them, of course. Just I don't know. I just really didn't care for it. There's a couple tracks on there and stuff that I dug. I just never really got into that little era there of Metallica. But I dig this album. I mean, just have its flaws and everything. Yes, a lot of tracks, long as shit. Yes. But it's what it is. It's Metallica. What Metallica's been doing now for countless couple albums here, and I have no problem with it. 72 Seasons that kicks off this album is goddamn killer, dude. Very last track on this album is goddamn killer. The stuff in between, Lux Eterna. Let's see, Crown of Barbed Wires. There's some good tracks on here. So again, I have no problem with this album. Again, I'm one of these people that still dig Metallica. Goes to the inside in case no one's seen it. There you go. Probably always will. I got the standard black version of this. I know there's different, copies of this flying around and that. I like the inside. They did this too. I dig that. You know what I mean? It's like, we're all getting old guys here now. Don't be afraid to show your age and old ass Lars. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. I actually dig that. I like that. So, yeah. Again, good album from us guys. Gave us a good bit of spins. Dug it. Again, is it anything like, mind bending or anything? No, but it's still a good, solid hard rock album, if you will, yes. So, Metallica, 72 Seasons. Good stuff. Alright, let's go on to an album that blew my shitter off. Excuse me while I take a little sippy. Man, was I just completely just blown away by this album. Nothing but great things to say about this. Never seen this. Instantly knew I was going to buy it, but I wasn't expecting anything to be as good as it was on this album. This is the newest Halloween album, and goddamn, is this a good album? I remember as soon as I threw this on and spun this, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is a goddamn good album. Front and back. There you go. Let's see here. Nuclear Blast Records, 2021. I remember as soon as I spun this going through side A, I was like, man, this is a good album. But then as soon as I got the third track on side A, Best Time, I don't know what it is about that track. Every time I go to it and I listen to this, it just puts me in such a good state of mind where just the rest of the album just like, all right, let's go. Goddamn great album. The only song that I can say for me that I was like, I don't know what it is, it's not feeling it, Robot King. Robot King on the whole album, I guess, to me was the only song I'm like, if I had to do without one track on this album, that would probably be the one. But for everything else, man, this was just a goddamn great album. I can't say enough about this. Michael Kiske and the boys just sound amazing. Everything about this production-wise, it's just so solid. This is just such a great listen. I hope they continue to put out albums like this. This is the Halloween that I love to listen to. Little booklet here. Inside artwork has the same cover. Other than that, it's just lyrics. Same cover as the front of the album artwork, I should say. I got the gold. I love gold. Vinyl edition. Again, yeah, man. Halloween's newest. If you haven't listened to this, maybe, who knows, you're not into Halloween or power metal or anything like that, but man, I'm telling you, this was a fucking phenomenal listen. Pardon my French, but it is what it is. Sometimes we have to use adult language to describe stuff properly. In this instance, the F-bomb had to be dropped for some Halloween because this was a great album. Alright, take another little sip. Getting a little parched. Alright, let's see here. What do we want to go on to? We got 3 albums here. Let's go into one that I was going in with high hopes. I was going into, guys, high hopes. Again, is this album for me like some, or I should say band for me, some huge band where I'm like, something comes out from these guys, I'm super pumped, but to be honest, if stuff comes out from these guys, more often than not, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to check it out, I'm going to hope it's fucking good. This is the newest from Behemoth. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the album title because I know I'm going to butcher the hell up. So, I'll just throw it up in there for you guys. There you go. Like I said, I don't even want to try getting into it. Is this album terrible? No. Is it great? No. I was hoping for the Satanist. I know, it's probably stupid of me to at least something more closer to that. Again, not that this is bad. This is just, Behemoth. Just, it just is. Not that's a bad thing. I mean, Behemoth still, puts out good albums, good production, good quality, good sound. It's just for me, the catchiness wasn't really on this album as much as I wanted it to be like what it was like, Satanist. One thing I will give this album credit for, packaging's awesome. I really dig this gatefold. It's some wicked ass shit. Awesome. Pretty sure I got like just standard black vinyl. Let me check just to make sure. Yes, I do. It comes with a nice big, thick booklet. Front, back there. Here we go. Little hand holding like a crown of thorns looking thing. Artwork. Got oops, jeez. Sorry guys. Getting a little bangy bang. Artwork with a little lyrics. Yeah. But again, nothing that was completely blown away by. Sometimes it could be one of those things where, if you go into something, you're hoping that maybe it's going to be something more than it was. But again, not that this was terrible by any means, because it's not. It's still a good album. It's just I was really hoping for something a little more catchy, I guess, which really was the killer for me. But this was out on 2022 Nuclear Blast Records. But if you haven't listened to it for some reason, still worth a listen. Definitely. I guess I just was hoping it was, for me, a little more catchier. Again, to be fair, I only listened to it 3 times. Maybe if I get like a little more closer into fall season, stuff like that, I might be a little more in the mood. Might, get me more. It could be one of those things like we all deal with where we're listening to something and we're just, just not in the mood for it as much. And, it's feeling good, we're digging it, but we're just not, digging it like we probably should be. Which, it's a common thing. It's how it goes. But let's get into the next one. What do you say? Let's do it. All right. Psy's newest. Psy. I'm going to mess up his album time. Sakai. Whatever how I'm pronouncing it. Messing it up, I'm sure. But always been a big fan of Psy. If you will, avant-garde, black metal type band. Really good. I thought this is one of their better albums they put out in actually quite a while. And the main reason for that is they actually cut back a little more. This is kind of like on a green, on if you really tell. But yeah, they kind of cut back on their avant-garde style. They went a little more kind of straightforward with this one. Getting a little more back into their early style, which I kind of dig. The opening track on this album, which all these are in Japanese or I don't know if it's Japanese or Korean, whatever it is, but Koryai and Inoi or something like that, I think it's pronounced. That track that kicks it off is so good. Draws me right into the record. Makes me want to keep going, and for me, the rest of the record all the way through is pretty much damn near a good listen. A couple little bumps in the road, but nothing too crazy. Like I said, the big thing I liked about this album was the heaviness, and actually Psy, again, just not getting rid of it, but just kind of taking the foot off the gas pedal with that avant-garde ness that they used to throw in with all the, production and horns and, brass instruments, everything else that we bringing in. Just taking that down a couple of notches and just letting more of the rough vocals and guitar and all that type of stuff shine through more in the music, which I really dug. So I hope actually do just one album after this that's just straight stripped down old school, back in the day, just maybe like a straight black metal album again. I think it'd be kind of nice. Then, go back into the crazy, bombastic, over-the-top shit that they were doing for years, because I love that shit too. All right. We have one more here. One more album left to talk about. It's been fun. It's been nice to be back on here talking music again, talking albums. Just getting back in the groove again here. We're trying to get back in the groove again. Again, this is all like a new little setup here. Just hope everything's coming through good on the mic and all that stuff. So, again, cheers to you guys. All right. Last album. I was actually about to just buy this whole man's discography. Just because I just been in the mood to listen to it. So I was like, I know so much of it I keep bumping this table. Sorry for the jumpiness that's going on. I'm going to have to try to cut down on that. My fault. I've just been so uh, into my man's music. Even his newest one that he put out, which isn't, of course, it's his own solo album effort, but just such a great songwriter. And this is Strapping Young Lad, of course, Devin Townsend. This is, if you will, this just dropped. This is, if you will, best of 1994, 2006, Chaos Years. Like I said, I was about to just say F it and buy. Start, boom, 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 going down, getting this whole discography. But I saw this, just came out, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to grab this. Tied me over, hold me off. So I'm not just going ape shit and buying a whole bunch of Devin Townsend or actually I want to get some more Devin Townsend stuff. I got his newest album. He just dropped. It's in my car outside. What is it? Lighthouses or whatever it is. Good album. I dig it. But of course, it's no Strapping Young Lad. Just killer shit on this. From everything from older albums. Pretty much. Let's see. 95. We got Heavy as a Really Heavy Thing, of course. 1997. Probably most people's favorite Devin Townsend. Strapping Young Lad. Album. City. 1998. No Sleep Till Bedtime Live. 2003, SYL, 2004, For Those About to Rock, DVD, 2005, Alien, and 2006, The New Black. And the tracks that they have on here, let me pull it up so you can see it. Oh, banging the mic again. So pretty much, all the good shit you want to hear on some Strapping Young Lad, of course. They don't got all of his killer shit on here, but this is a good ass starting place if you want to just get into some Strapping Young Lad and don't want to be buying all kinds of their stuff. Gatefold. What's pretty cool about this gatefold is actually two out of the liner notes that are in here. Devin Townsend goes on and pretty much explains about each album, the songs that they picked for this, and what they meant at the time they were writing them, and when he pretty much was figuring Strapping Young Lad had its time in the sun, and it was time to end the project and go on and start doing other things. But yeah, this was a good band, man. I just love Devin Townsend. I love the sound. Great guitar player, great vocalist, man. Just really killer rough voice on this. Just good shit all the way around. Of course, you go to City, more like the electronics that are in that and everything else. Adds cool elements to this album as well. Or I should say that album, but this tracks from that album to make it on here. Just really good stuff. Can't say enough about this. I'm glad I got this. Like I said, I'm gonna have this to hold me over until I'm sure one day my sick ass will just start buying all the Strapping Young Lad albums, as far as probably all the Devin Townsend albums, because that's what we do. We're collector scum pieces of shit. So cheers to that, I guess. But that's gonna do it, guys. We're gonna go out on, I guess, high note, if you will. At least I think so, for kicking us off for our very first time in a while. So I look forward to some videos coming in the future here, but in the future, soon. Probably within, who knows, I might even make another one tomorrow. Like I said, I got so much stuff sitting around that I want to get into, talk about some more albums. And my main thing I've been trying to get recently, while I'm out, going the record stores or what have you, I've been trying to get into a lot of 90s, death metal, black metal, more shit like that, trying to find more of that stuff. That's the areas of stuff that, I really dug growing up. So I'm trying to locate a lot of that stuff. It gets a little hard, of course, but we're trying our best. And I got, a little bit more newer stuff that I picked up from, newer bands along the way, but I've been trying to get, more stuff in that area, if you will, 90s. So late 80s, 90s, if you will. So we'll see as we move along how the stuff I got and the stuff I continue to try to accumulate, and we'll get into it and talk about it. So that's gonna do it, guys. So audience guys are tuned in again. Thanks for checking out the channel. Again, I promise we'll be having videos coming up very, very shortly. So I'll just be on the lookout for that. And as always, guys, you guys rock. Take it easy.